Nyla, I want to ask you about the Battle Royale tomorrow, because the Battle Royale at Double or Nothing was so, like, everybody was talking about it. And I feel like this is one of the first times in North America where you get to see women in a Battle Royale kind of showing what they've got. Is there pressure in that? Is there excitement in that? How are you feeling about it?
Oh, there's definitely pressure and excitement in that. It was only a few short years ago before we had a women's Royal Rumble. I don't know if I can say that. So, Oil Ray, Umble Ray. Go with that. It was only a few short years ago before we had that, and that's still got quite a bit of buzz about it, yeah? So now with our company coming out, we've kind of changed the rules a little bit further, changed the game, if you will. We're doing things a little bit differently. You got the suit groups, and we all come down and all that. So it's something very familiar, but at the same time very different. And we've got 21 of the most talented women you're going to find anywhere on the planet. There's nothing I can predict about it. It's completely unpredictable, and that, I think, creates excitement.
So you're being made to look very strong on TV, right? You're looking dominant, but underneath it all, you have this very charming personality. So how do you balance the aspect of, man, I look great out there, I'm looking strong and tough and badass, but on the other hand, I'm also a very, very charming person.
Am I? I don't know. I'm just myself. I'm just myself. Like, what you see is what you get with me. I don't think it's so much a balancing act so much as it is focused. You know, when I get out there, when I get in the ring, that's work time. You know, you guys are the same way. You're one person outside of work. You're one person at work. My workspace is a little bit more violent, a little bit more chaotic. So I focus a little differently.
Nyla, who are some of your influences in the business?
Oh, in the business, good lord. Bray Wyatt, honestly. Undertaker, Shawn Michaels. Good lord. This list could really go on. I need like a Jericho scroll. Jericho's one of them. But yeah, there's a ton of influences everywhere. Like I've said before, I know it's a cop-out answer, but I am a fan of wrestling. Like wrestling itself. Like there's something about every aspect of it. I'll see a camera shot, and I'm like, oh my god, that's a brilliant camera shot, I love that. So it's not just this person or that person, it's a little bit of everything for me.
On the panel, you had a lot of quick one-liners and all that kind of stuff. Now as you guys go to TV and things like that, do you think your promos are something that maybe the fans haven't gotten to see a lot? And with you coming to TV, do you think that that's something that your promos are going to stick out from everybody else with? You know?
If I can be a little cocky, I guess. Yeah, with a acting and performance background, I do think I have a bit of an edge on some people. I do think the improv has helped sharpen my wit, if you will. So I'm a little bit of an edge to process things a little bit faster. But yeah, I think I've got some things up my sleeve, and we'll see how that play out.
In AEW, you guys have got Jim Ross there, and he's such a great mind. What so far has JR been able to kind of give you advice and anything that's really helped you so far?
Yeah, he's definitely somebody I try to find after a match to like pick his brain a little bit. You know, without giving too much away, he's kind of reaffirmed me and let me know that I'm on the right track.
You alluded earlier to kind of the big milestones in women's wrestling in recent years, including the Women's Royal Rumble, if we can say that. For you going into 2020, 2021, what are the big milestones you see ahead of All Elite Wrestling, but really women in wrestling, and where you want to help take the business?
Good lord, what a question. Well, you know, I would love to be the first women's champion in AEW. I would love to represent the business, represent a new kind of woman at the forefront of entertainment and media, in all honesty. I would love to do a little bit of crossovers. You know, we're going to be on TNT. They've got some great television shows on TNT. If we could get some of our talent, you know, a little bit of a talent share, if you will. Selfishly, if I could guest appear on some shows. You know, I used to see Haku on, like, what show is that, like, way back when, whatever. But, yeah, doing things like that I think would be a great way to bring in the casual fan, if you will. And with our product structured the way that it is, I think once they get eyes on it, they'll be hooked.
Is there a TNT show you want to star on or guest star on that you can think of?
So you mentioned in the panel some of the people that you're looking forward to facing AEW. What are your thoughts on a match with yourself and Awesome Kong?
I've said it before and I've said it again. I want that. I'm petitioning AEW behind the scenes. I'm pestering the office, not just for revenge or retribution, but just selfishly, I want that. Just to test myself. That's right.
We did shows in the UK with Kong last week, and she talked about you. and she mentioned about how she's going to be working backstage and that she wants to give back to the business, and she sees you as someone, she sees a lot of herself in you. Is that something she's kind of expressed to you, and do you, what do you kind of feel when you hear things like that?
I have heard that, and that is very humbling. Kong is someone I've also looked up to. Trish Stratus, she was the first person I've seen in her demeanor, someone as gorgeous as she was, when she went out there and wrestled and gave it her all. Lita, someone who was absolutely fearless. Kong just totally paradigm shifted the game. So these are women that I've looked up to. Having one of them backstage with me, that's a dream come true.
In terms of the LGBTQIA community, I think having TNT and having your ability to be there is an awesome thing. Can you speak a little bit about the role of being a representative, but also not a token, and being seen as just the other?
I think it's just that. The way everything has been approached and whatever word I'm looking for, kind of put out there, it's not been about being a token and like, hey, check out the black trans woman we got. It's just kind of been like, hey, check out Nyla Rose. Oh, right, this is also what's going on with her. And I think that's a huge deal, and I think that's what hasn't turned people off from the whole thing. Let me grab this guy. He's been trying to ask a question for like 19 minutes.
When you were first signed with AEW, you were positioned as the powerhouse in the women's division. Now with Awesome Kong and Aja Kong in the division, where does that put you, and how do you stand out from that?
I think I stand out a little bit. I have a martial arts background. My power level's over 9,000, and I kind of paced myself a little bit in some of the other matches. Call it a rookie mistake, call it what you will, whatever. I took my time. I'm new to this stage of the game. It took my time to kind of get the lay of the land. Not going to make that same mistake again. I can move a little bit faster than I let on, and I got some more agility than I may have alluded to. So I think I've got some things up my sleeve that is going to shock everybody.
What disciplines did you train in, and how do you think your martial arts background will serve you in AEW?
I think it's going to serve me very well because I studied Taekwondo, which, as most people know, is majority legs, and I've got these big old tree trunks, and I'll kick a hole in someone's chest.
As a woman in wrestling right now, you could say that there was a while where it seemed like women were taking a huge stage, taking titles that predominantly men owned, and then it took a huge regression again. But it seems like it's time for that kind of call-up. In AEW, are you hoping to possibly take over a title that has once been said was possibly for predominantly men?
It's hard to answer that question because I don't know what all of our titles are going to be, quite frankly. If we're following the standard structure of professional wrestling, we have the world title, the heavyweight title, the main event, whatever. You have a mid-card title, get your tag titles, yeah. But any and all opportunities, I definitely welcome them. Kind of to touch on something a little bit, subconsciously we've kind of been taught as an audience that women's wrestling is a secondary thing, usually called a special attraction match or this, that, and the other throughout time. Well, now we're seeing that shift where the focus is being put on women's wrestling, and it's no longer a special attraction, it's just wrestling. It's just different match type, different competitors and all that. So I think there will come a time when women athletes are competing for your, intermittent title or your just straight up tag team titles, if you will.
Two more guys. With AEW coming out, and a lot of fans are looking at them and seeing a possible another wrestling war like what happened in the 90s with that other company. Specifically looking at the women's division, what do you think that AEW is going to do with their women's division to set them apart from the competition and the other so-called women's revolution that's happening at that other company as well?
In my opinion, totally my opinion, I think the big key factor is that women's wrestling has been a focus from the ground up. I've said this before. You build a house, you got to lay down a strong foundation. Women's wrestling hasn't been an afterthought in AEW. We don't even consider it women's wrestling. It's just, like I said, wrestling. It's just the women's division. But it's a part of the foundation. So we're building that strong foundation with all the talent we have with the women's roster. That's only going to carry over throughout the remainder of the product, and I think it's going to make the overall product that much stronger.
Last one.
If at the Battle Royale, we know about half the participants so far. You've already had that face-off with Kong at Double or Nothing. If it was up to you, there could be one surprise entry that we don't know about to have a face-off with. Who would you like to see in that Battle Royale?
You would pick the hardest question for the last one. One surprise entrance, selfishly, I would have to say, I know it's totally impossible, but I would say Trish Stratus or Lita.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Now,